A while ago, Content God Gecko Squirrel released a video about Guilty Gear Strive character player stereotypes, and while it's one of my favorite videos and I highly recommend everyone watch it, I don't think it's a good representation of how Guilty Gear players actually act. See, we shouldn't really be grouped along our alliances of the characters we play. I think Guilty Gear Strive players are unique in the fact that we actually find more commonality in talking about characters we hate. And so, it's time we answer the age-old question. What does your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive say about you? I know who I am! If Soul Bad Guy is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably not a big fan of any really huge YouTubers.
Hey guys, it's your
I thought you wouldn't! Why did I trust you?
But I will.
Soul likes to spam a lot of the same things over and over to win the game, and has multiple failsafes to fall back on, plus the health to gamble with. Much like how big YouTubers will constantly use and abuse the same formats that catch on, and milk them to all hell. Playing against a very good Soul feels obnoxious. Somehow by letting one FS fly on block, you're suddenly hit with every other FS they can throw your way. And just when you can get them out the way with a little bit of meter, they change up their approach and you're put into a whole new blender. However, to get around this whole thing, you gotta realize that Soul still requires considerable risk to pull off his game plan effectively, and becoming too predictable in his approach can result in Soul getting punished. He has the background to gamble into maybe winning, but it's still a gamble or a read every single time. Seeing a good Soul get into a successful position from neutral can be incredibly impressive, and conversely, keeping them out isn't so bad as long as you're out of point-blank range. So yeah, you know what? Soul, you're alright.
But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. My nails are sharp on the knives.
If Kai Kisuke is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably really don't like snakes, rats, gaslighters, liars. Basically, you don't like people who are dishonest with you.
Players.
Now, people who only engage casually with Strive might be going, well, what do you mean? Kai's the most honest boy in the game. This opinion is rather common, and it fits with his lore, but in gameplay it is demonstrably false. He has a Stun Dipper for long-range low, he uses Shock State, which alters his frame data, he has Stun Dipper and Fudra Arc for mix, he has Stun Dipper to slide under attacks and projectiles, he also has Charged Stun Edge for set play, he has a DP to catch you on Wake Up, he has Stun Dipper to catch you blocking high on Wake Up, he has an incredibly fast dash speed to go for run-up throw, and before I forget,
you know that Stun Dipper comes out in 5 frames? No? Well, now you do, because it's the best reversal in the fucking game! Woo!
And still he is considered the honest Shoto of the game, much in the same way that one coworker at your job constantly acts friendly in front of others, seems like the exemplary employee, but is actually the most toxic person, trying to put themselves and their career in a position ahead of you, taking credit for your work and then getting a promotion for it. People hate Kai and Kai players because they are the biggest rat motherfuckers in this game. Nothing but lies. If you know someone like this in your life, keep them in check and keep your eyes open. Also, Kizzy doesn't count. He's moved on to being a Sin player anyway. And Raone doesn't count because she's too cute.
That is bullshit!
If Mei is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably not a big fan of modern meme culture, Zoomer humor, or TikTok.
Stop posting about Mei! I'm tired of seeing it! My friends on TikTok send me on Discord, it's fucking
the most memeable character in this game with the most memeable move, which leads into big damage and reward knockdown. Unlike Soul, who has to vary up his pressure from an established norm to find success, Mei succeeds by only using Dolphin, 5H, and JH, and is more effective the more she abuses these tools. As Germa explains about Zoomer humor in a You Laugh, You Lose,
Jeez, it's too much going on. Zoomer humor, I don't know. You know what it is? It's the fact that there are just so many sound effects. And so it's so fast, like that, like it's just like your brain doesn't know what else to do besides laugh because there's no other emotion that makes any sense at all.
Now, as someone who absolutely refuses to start a TikTok account for no other reason than I'm spiteful towards children, this is a character that's guilty of grinding my gears. However, trying to fight a Mei can be pretty reasonable. Just channel your inner Germa, replace any funny bone in your body with abject confusion, or, just stand back and 6P the dolphin.
What happened here? It was so alarming. Is it Daffy? He's fucking dead. Like, he's dead. That kills somebody. Look at his face. He's so fucked up.
If Chip Zanuff is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably not a big fan of holding conversation with people with ADHD or short attention spans. Chip is fast as fuck. He technically has ways of dealing with everything in the game, but lacks damage, kind of, and health. That said, his immense speed makes it hard to deal with everything as he shifts from pressure to mix to impeccable neutral. Even if each individual interaction isn't the most punishing, it is frustrating to deal with. Much like trying to keep conversation with someone with a short attention span, constantly hopping from topic to topic while you're still trying to process what they were saying about Genshin Impact 2 hours ago. That said, the way you beat Chip players is the exact same way Markiplier does.
So, back in the day.
Wait, I want to play Elden Ring.
Back in the day. Before
And then-
the back rooms were a thing, okay? Jingle, jingle, pay attention. Pay attention. I said your favorite word.
Oh.
The back rooms, okay? The back rooms with endless, impossible.
No, but I really-
jingle, 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 jingle. It's okay. Look at the shiny. Was all what
No, but I
SCP
really wanna-
was about.
I really want
Okay,
to play
that's what
Elden
it was
Ring.
about. The back rooms were a thing, okay? Jingle, jingle, pay attention. Jingle, 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 jingle. Okay, before that was a thing. Okay, look at the
Hello!
shiny.
What the f***? Why did it actually work?
If Faust is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably not a big fan of people with really specific hobbies that they really don't like shutting up about. To quote Gecko Squirrel's video for this one,
But Faust players generally have another attribute that is unique amongst the low-tier players of the game. Faust players believe in their character so much that they don't give a fuck. While other low-tier players will use the fact that their character is bad to make excuses for things, these players use the fact that no one plays their character to mess with you. Talk to any good Faust players about their character and you will learn so much about the character that you didn't know because they have figured out nearly every little intricacy with him.
so many weird gimmicks in the matchup makes it one of the toughest to learn, and with weak conversions and overall damage, fighting against a Faust player can feel like a frustrating conversation with someone who won't ever move on from talking about spores and moss, or more likely than not, frame data.
No, like seriously, like in this matchup, it's just like Faust has so many advantages. Like crawl is the best one in here. You could just not far slash me at all. When I saw you mash, like this is the great thing about Faust. It's just super. It's just like 26 startups. I can just see if you mash or not, and depending on that, I can just Roman cancel. So, for example, Faust is nowhere plus. Like he has not a single plus move. And this is the dangerous game about Faust. But this is also a good thing about low J2K, because even though it is said to be minus, if you do it low enough with the right spacing, it's even, I think, +1. You never stop improving. Alright.
40 minutes.
Hey, you
talked
wanted me to
about
talk.
Faust for 40 minutes.
But you don't just wake up one day saying you want a deep tongue of flour, just like no one has a to-do list that includes trying to snort cocaine residue out of a shag carpet.
Why
It's
does
just
it
a sad
fit so
outcome of a very
much?
serious
Fit so
addiction.
much with what?
Flowers contain nectar, which contains
If I
sugar,
apply it to
and
Guilty Gear, it
hummingbirds are
just
addicted
applies to
it.
Faust players.
Sorry, addicted to it.
No one was
Don't
talking
like
about
Faust.
Faust.
But this is
I
your
can
son
think about
hiding
it.
a bunch of Kit Kats in random
Stop
drawers
thinking
around
about
the
it. We're
apartment
watching a
kind
video
of
about
sugar addiction.
hummingbirds.
You know who you are.
If Milia is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably had some pretty bad relationship experiences, and I'm sorry to hear that. Milia moves as fast as Chip with even more complex movement options. However, she's built around one thing and one thing only, mixing you to shit with repeatable disc setups. Each disc loop and combo doesn't do too much by itself, but the feeling of constantly guessing wears you down so much that you just want to exit the game entirely. Imagine being in a relationship with a cute girl who you didn't really know all that well, but her dating site profile was kinda cute. And it's still early days, but then all of a sudden it's, why did you get me roses? I'm allergic, right? And why are you so clingy? Let me have my own space, which mixes up right into, why are you ignoring me? Can't you be more affectionate? In this case, you should probably break up. After which she can struggle so hard to get back in your arms, it's almost comical. Of course, don't. If Zato is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably hate your boss. Zato has to be commanding the pace of the match at every turn, and he does it by controlling the neutral and repelling you with 5p or 2p when you get too close. Fighting or defending against him feels like absolute shit as you try and guess what he wants out of you, but really what he wants is for you to do even more work. Much like your boss, he's there to keep you doing shit for him, and if you slip up even once, it's coming out of your pay. The worst part of your boss isn't even your boss, but that one guy. You know that one guy. We all know that one guy. Let's call him, I don't know, Eddie. Eddie is a dick-eating goblin who does everything your boss wants and sucks up to him to the point where he's essentially his second in command. Dwight. Dwight is also an acceptable name for this guy.
Would I ever leave this company? Look, I'm all about loyalty. In fact, I feel like part of what I'm getting paid for here is my loyalty. But if there were somewhere else that valued that loyalty more highly, I'm going wherever they value loyalty the most.
He helps micromanage your progress, talks shit to you extra hard when your boss is nearby, and basically goes along with all of your boss's plans even if they don't make any sense. Eddie's only goal in life is to eventually take over your boss, and if this were to happen, it would only result in a much worse boss.
Oh, hey, Dwight. I'm going to be your new boss. It's my greatest dream come true. Welcome to the Hotel Hell. Check-in time is now, check-out time is never.
More important than perhaps against any other character, learn the matchup against Zato. Know your advantages should you have any. If you do not, I'm really sorry for you. You should probably just go.
That is bullshit!
If Axel is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably not a big fan of slackers, and you're probably not a big fan of working with slackers. Axel mains may be the coolest people to hang out with and are super fun in the group setting, but once you actually have to work with them, they start to shirk all responsibility and put it on your ass. It's your job to block the 2H. It's your job to approach the neutral. It's your job to hold the Rensen Nix. They seem to carry out their game plan with a laissez-faire attitude and seemingly little effort, and will slip away at even the slightest sign of danger to their easy life at work. That said, you gotta know their lot in life. Axel mains historically don't get a lot. They're normally pushed into the roles that they would have. If Daisuke ever gave them the actual capabilities to run better offense, they would be one of the most insane characters to fight, which is probably the most frustrating thing about slackers. You see their full potential, and yet for some reason or other, they just won't do the work. Ah well, at least we won't have to deal with a crazy Axel anytime soon.
And I don't know why, but she said his name the last time.
Lil Bussy Man.
She turned out the lights.
To deal with Axel, don't blindly rush in, it's only going to hurt you more. I speak from experience, I hate Josubi. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I love Josubi. But fuck. If Potemkin is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably pretty scared of criminals and getting robbed, getting mugged. Potemkin is one of the robbery characters in Strive after all. A good pot main that keeps a strong Kara pot buster in their back pocket instills the fear of God in any opponent regardless of matchup or skill level, as they all realize they're one bad decision away from getting destroyed. While pots lacking tools make it easy to avoid getting into a situation where it will happen, much like avoiding getting mugged or robbed in real life, the underlying threat is always there. You hear someone get closer. You quicken your pace to run away. But alas, your back hits the wall, and as your breath quickens, and as he leans in close, he kind of just takes all your money. To deal with him, make sure to avoid all the dangerous stuff. Don't go down dark alleys, don't get pot busted. Don't trust strangers with your money. Don't jump into the corner when he has 50% meter. And remember, the increased presence of criminal behavior is directly proportional to economic and political failure. So, if all else fails, pick Ramothal. Foreshadowing is a narrative device. If Anji is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably really scared of a political revolution. The eternal low tier who never feels like he has any unique identity in the game, hating the Anji matchup shows a fundamental fear of a proletariat uprising. All of Anji's options are so linear that circumventing them is a simple matter. However, if he does get in with meter, he could really fuck you up. People who fear Anji fear not the character he is now, but the character he could be, pearl clutching in the face of a true revolutionary. And you know what? That time may be soon. For you see, Anji has been climbing the ranks recently, especially with the recent Frosty Faustings outing showcasing a lot of Anji talents. Even top players like Razo keeping Anji in the back. Anji mains like Uigui and Jiro have had some real serious showings. My best advice to you, learn the matchup, cause it's gonna be important real soon. If Ramothal is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably don't like the police very much. The long arm of the law in this game, a playstyle built around oppression at all ranges. If not kept within arm's reach, you may never even find a way in against a good Ramothal. And once she's got you in the corner, she subjects you to constant Rekka pressure and sword resets, never giving you a moment to get out. She may only shoot when threatened, but when your back is against the wall and she's letting you absolutely have it, she may never even get in a situation that requires it. Being police means that she's also better equipped to deal with any situation than most regular civilians, and that's especially true considering she has a 6P gifted from God. However, know that Ram players, much like the police, can be slow to respond to certain situations, so watch how they play. Also on defense, their responses are pretty much shoot or don't shoot, so you can also play around that. If Nagoriyuki is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably got bullied in high school. Nago has huge buttons that make him hard to get in on and can convert into big damage. And as far as characters go, he's stronger than you, reaches further than you, and is tougher than you. Your only respite is that he can be slower than you, but unless you can dodge the bully until the bell rings, he'll still be able to get you if you're on the school premises. Somehow, telling the teacher only results in him getting angry at you, and he just keeps beating the fuck out of you anyways. Until recently. People who hate the Nago matchup know all too well the pain of having gotten picked on for being smaller, for being fatter, for being poorer. Kids can be mean for so many reasons, but it's not all bad though. Just know that a bully is only a bully because his ego is way more fragile than yours. You may only win by slamming him randomly at high blood, but you know what? Win's a win.
Why you gotta bother me, man? Because I'm not doing very well at school. I'm reading at a 3rd grade level. I really don't want to get left back. So when I see somebody reading for fun, it makes me feel that much more stupid. And then I get mad.
Did I forget anything? Hey, Biken, did I forget anything?
You may also have a fear of black people.
If Leo Whitefang is your least favorite character in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably don't like billionaires. In a game where some people have stuff and others don't, Leo has all the stuff. One of the best DPs, unseeable mix, strong buttons and pressure game. Even if he's not the unquestionable best character in the game, he still draws the ire of every other player of every other character. It comes with the territory. You get so many privileges for playing absolutely fucking Dumbo and investing way too heavily into things that don't make sense, and you can get away with it because you have that fuck you money. The only thing about Leo players is that, much like IRL billionaires, they're pretty dumb at some things and will sometimes continue to make statements on them, which can leave them open to getting ratioed by Punish on Twitter. Leos are also extremely reliant on their bag of trick gimmicks, but if you can navigate all of that, you should be good as gold. If Giovanna is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive,
you are maidenless.
Yep, got no hoes.
And are afraid of commitment. That, or really clingy partners. Gio runs heavy offense and sticks like glue with her various pressure options. Always the aggressor, she will push you towards the wall and show you, physically, how she really feels. And if you're not into that, it can surely be intimidating. You're probably single, don't take it personally. Maybe not because you have any actual form of gynophobia, but rather you're afraid of all the work a relationship takes. Especially when her demands get more and more frequent, frustrating, and hard to please. arguments boil down to nitpicking each other, but for some reason when she gets an in, she really gets you fucked up. Out of the whole reminds me of my ex bunch though, I should probably tell you this is the one who genuinely probably cares about you the most, and she's not perfect either. So if you know how to play your cards right on this one, it could be a genuinely fulfilling relationship. But yeah, general advice, don't be a doormat.
Are those of us watching this doing so just because they have some masochism complex where they want some anime girl to step on them and call them trash?
Yes.
If Eno is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive,
you are maidenless. A bit player. Go off and die in a ditch somewhere.
Bro, chill, dude.
And afraid of commitment, and probably afraid of clingy girls, with a higher sex drive than you. Second verse same as the first, but this time, she hits you in increasingly weirder and potentially kinkier ways. However, unlike Giovanna, she doesn't have a college degree and can't hold a stable job. So if anything, she needs to be close to you and needs to be on top of you. Or else she realizes she's actually an unreliable, selfish loser. Like, she keeps you around exclusively to make herself feel better. She needs to be on top of you because it's the only way she can control you, and every single time she gets you, she gloats about how she's better than you. Now, there's a couple ways you can get her to stop. One is by doing to her what she does to you, just be aware of retaliation. The other is just to throw your hands up, lean back, and go, fuck it, I'm into this shit.
Are those of us watching this doing so just because they have some
Yes.
If Gold Lewis Dickinson is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you really hate entitled American assholes. Like, here's this big fucking ding-dong, his big fucking coffin, his big fucking gun, this big stupid fucking flying thing. He's walking around, he's taking up so much space, he acts like he owns the fucking place. He comes up to you, he does this wibbly wobbly shit. He's churn butter, me butter, big button, big butter, big win. Big stupid coffin, big win. Just smile, nod. Know when to pick your spots with him. If Sin Kisuke is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're okay, this is gonna take some explaining. So, in comparison to Gold Lewis, Sin is, you know, the chill American guy. You know, he's the chill American, he's just a chill white dude. He knows his place, he doesn't take your plate at the potluck, he laughs with everyone, he's a pretty fun guy to be around. You know, it's kind of like Jack Harlow, you know? But also like Jack Harlow, what does he actually add to the situation? He's just there for vibes, and he doesn't fuck it up, but you also don't really lose anything by just removing him, right? He has specials that cancel into others, but not Nago. He has good damage and decent range, but he's not Baiken. He has Stun Dipper, but it's not a Stun Dipper. Really, that's the biggest reason you don't like Sin. Not that he does anything specifically annoying, is that he doesn't really do anything special at all. What I'm trying to say is, if you hate Sin, you're probably Sean C and you hate Jack Harlow.
You just hate him because he's white.
Duh! He said, y'all, I can't fuck with you niggas. You let Jack Harlow sell you chicken. He just said what niggas like me have been saying for years. These niggas are ass. They say the same shit the black ones do and they get popular. For what? Saying nothing new, nothing different.
Opening up a can of worms, like, in your opinion, white rappers generally, like, you know, like...
They're trash.
They're trash.
They're garbage. They don't offer anything. They come in and they generally adopt a sound and a style that's already in existence, add nothing to it, move from it, and people kind of forget about them. And then the next one comes in and do the same thing.
If Jacko is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably hate kids, and especially their Karen moms. For the record, fuck kids. Ignorant little shits just go everywhere and act like they own the place, kick you in the nuts and act like it's funny, but little do they know they're just stopping you from making more of them. So, you know, at the end of the day, probably it's their loss. But really, let's be real, the issue with kids aren't kids themselves. It's the parents who enable them. You know the ones. They let their kids run around the store, smear McDonald's chili sauce on the white t-shirts, and when you ask ask her to ask them to stop. She tells them, "Oh, Herder, keep on going, kids. You should let them do their thing. They're growing, they need the enrichment. They're probably just designing your t-shirts for you. Can't you be more supportive? Maybe you should pay them." Number one way of stopping parents like these, make sure they never have kids. Never have kids. Give a Karen a good old clam slam today. Let them know I sent you. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
10 years to find the answer to something.
If Happy Chaos is your least favorite matchup in the entirety of Guilty Gear Strive, you're a well-adjusted, normal human being. Good night. But if you really hate Happy Chaos, you're probably not a big fan of the government. Oh man, if you thought Ram was bad, wait till you meet Ram's boss. Well, not lore-wise, but you know, police are just defenders of the status quo, the top 1%ers, the government. Yeah, okay. Anyhow, Chaos just stops you from having fun with anything by squeezing you for every mistake, and even if you win against him, it's on his own terms. Like, if he's really good, you just don't get to play. And if he sucks, he can make you suffer for it. Every single time you want to try something, the funny man just shoots you down by saying, "Oh, you want to post something online? Does it conform to the POFMA or the FICA? Oh, you want to have a protest? Did you tell the police that you're going to have a protest first? Oh, you want to have a..." Look, even when he fucks up, somehow you're the one who gets taxed for it. And if he ever finds a reason to fuck you over, he probably will, because he can. And he needs to win more. For whatever reason. I'm not really sure how to beat this guy, other than I've been told that sometimes he doesn't actually have the best pressure, so you can actually pick your spots with him, but that's on you. I don't know what else to do in this situation. If Baiken is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you probably really hate RNG. You probably really hate luck-based anything or gambling in your video games. Basically, you hate Genshin Impact. Baiken is what would happen if Milia or Ino had actual damage and amazing neutral and offense. If there was a character that would make you believe that God does not exist, it's probably the one who would make you lose 75% of your health off of guessing wrong on a mix-up, or losing 30% of your health off of guessing wrong when you were trying to attack them, losing 50% of your health off of guessing wrong in neutral. Like, sure, you guess more with Milia or Ino, but at least you have the opportunity to guess more, and probably guess right at some point, or at least build up enough bursts to get them off of you. People who hate the Baiken matchup will probably only ever go to Vegas for Evo alone. In short, people hate the Baiken matchup because
It just doesn't matter if we win or we lose. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
in order to beat Baiken though, just know that Baiken does fold like paper when you hit her, and everything she does is basically a gamble. So in a lot of situations, while she is strong, she can be inconsistent, so punish accordingly. If Testament is your least favorite character in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably homophobic and have deep-seated insecurities directed towards your sexuality. Now, think about Testament. Look at them. Their toned thighs. That goth drip. That gender ass.
That gender ass?
That gender ass. But you hate them. Why is it that they zone so much better than you? They mix so much sicker than you. Their buttons. Their buttons are so much bigger than yours. You hate them. You hate fighting them because it feels like you just can't do anything against them, and they're just running their game plan while they just sit there. Anyways, you hate Testament because, let's be honest, you're a loser like me, and Testament is somehow everything you've wanted to be and everything you've wanted to fuck. Okay, look, oh, fuck, look, okay, I can't get around it. You were thinking it, I'm thinking it. Testament is the hottest fucking character ever designed, okay? Fuck, okay? Jesus. It reflects in every fucking player of this character as well. Romola, hot. Laplas, hot. My boy Zani, look at this motherfucker. Anda, never met him in my life. He probably has a six-pack. Ultimately, you hate Testament because they're better than you in every way, and you don't want to admit that you're attracted to them, so you hide behind layers of disgust. All I have to say is, me too! Fuck! If Bridget is your least favorite matchup in Guilty Gear Strive, you're probably transphobic and have deep-seated insecurities directed towards your sexuality. Now think about Bridget. Look at her. She's so fucking cute. Probably spent your entire life trying to assert yourself and find the confidence within yourself only to run up against the rocks of societal norms telling you you're a piece of shit for trying. You're just another nail to get hammered into the dirt. Here's this girl out here telling all these turfs to shut the fuck up. Look at her do her yo-yo tricks. Look at her ball. Look at her bear. Look at her baby. The baby. She made the baby cool again. Think about that. And she's doing it all right now. Yeah. That's really cool. I live in a country with pretty regressive views on trans people and trans bodies. A lot of the people I meet in everyday life either don't understand or actively push against trans people. A lot of the video games and movies still don't handle trans characters very well, and having to constantly see them and their issues makes those people I know very uncomfortable and even more resolute in their belief that today's age is too quote-unquote woke, that the LGBTQ have gone too far, and that everything's too quote-unquote
homophobic. No, it's when we say that.
It's gay is just
if there was
means
another
gay.
word that meant gay that wasn't gay, we'd use that.
would.
But there isn't one. But there isn't. So we.
It's tiring. I've gotten tired of trying to fight them on things like this. It's also why characters like Bridget, they make me happy. Seeing genuinely good trans representation, or any representation really, makes me happy. It makes me happy knowing that people do genuinely care, and care enough to think that someone, somewhere out there, could use a cool character to empathize with. I'm proud to be part of a community that openly supports and embraces and celebrates these characters. Trans rights are human rights. And it's your human right to hold my fucking mix. Wait, what the fuck? Why do you have a DP? Why the fuck are your buttons so long? How the fuck am I supposed to block that shit? What the fuck is this character? Yeah, Bridget is a war crime.
You get prepared for washing.
Alright, wait, so hold up. So he didn't record anything from that map.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
the
feeling.
Also, we're on H3 podcast.
Yeah, we're on H3's podcast.
We are in H3 podcast. I'm in
Never fuck! I fucked it up the third time. Okay, it's fine. Thank you, Renka.
Nice. Damn. Why am I the only one getting shit? What do you mean?
What do you want me to say, bro?
It's like, wow, trash bag, that's so cool. Like, oh man, your character is low tier.
I was praising you earlier, man, huh?
But
you want to be like, oh man, trash bag, you're so good, man. You make up for the losses of your character quality. Wow, oh my god, the JP is so dog shit, but you somehow make the JP. Wow, nice JH, just really calling out Jesus air attempts, right? It's totally not because JH is some stupid ass air button that we wall bounce the combo. Oh my god, external use of 50 meter here. Wow.
I can't concentrate. Oh no. I'm dead.
Oh my god, if you play Zato, you would have blocked the Yosan Sen, dude. Holy shit.
Oh my god, he caught the 2K.
What do you want me to say, man?
I don't know, man. It's fine.
whole hummingbirds sort
Kind
of
of. Like essentially.
Like you burn your own energy just that you get more energy. Like
Yes, that is how hummingbirds
often
do.
aggressively defend a territory. They have
Like they
remarkable
basically
spatial
are
memory,
like
and their territory
they
can
are
be
the
a
crack
long path of
cocaine
flowers
users of
that
the
they visit
animal
each
kingdom.
day, referred to as a trap line. But of course,
And
a
no wonder they're in the
well-known
fucking
feeder is
chip
the
kingdom.
motherlode. Jack Floyd would have a field day with that sentence.
The what?
Send help. You're back.